and receive your blessings from Swamiji. So without further ado, please give a warm welcome to Shri Swami Mandir Ji. Bringing the Lord into our life. It's an interesting, an unusual topic. Bringing God, or Lord, or Ishvara. In Sanskrit we call it Ishvara. In English we call him Lord, or God. Bringing God into our life. He is speaking, He is very much in our life. Our life cannot be without God or Ishvara or Lord. So bringing Ishvara into our life is recognizing how He is very much present and pervades every moment of our life. That we are what we are because of Him. And we will be what we want to become also because of Him. And ultimately, we will be Him. The ultimate vision that the Vedas provide us is that Ishvara is everything, God is everything. So let us take a look at how Vedas present before us the vision of Lord or Ishvara or God. First of all, we are told that He is the creator, sustainer, dissolver. Sometimes people explain the word God as generator, ordainer, destroyer. They take the first letter. 3 letters. G stands for generator, means creator. O stands for ordiner or preserver. D stands for destroyer. That is just a coincidence, but the scriptures present Ishvara as the creator, sustainer, dissolver. So first thing to recognize that is that Ishvara is the creator of this universe. This universe is a creation, an intelligent creation, not a product of the evolute choice, on the part of this organism. Not natural selection, etc. But it is, in fact, we say that it is an intelligent creation. It is according to an intelligent scheme. Meaning that there is intelligence behind this universe, and in fact, this universe is the manifestation of intelligence. So, that's the reason why we find that there is an order in the universe. What is meant by order is that everything in the universe seems to follow as though a certain law, and all the components or elements comprising the universe will function in harmony in accordance with the law. That nothing seems to have the freedom to behave as they want. The sun is appointed to do certain duty, very faithfully he does. So does the moon, so does the earth, water, fire, all these powerful elements of nature, all of them perform their duty. They play the role as though as they are ordained, as they are programmed, as they are ordered. So there is an ordainer according to whose rules the universe functions. And that is why science is possible. Science is possible because we can predict the effect of what we do. The reaction is equal and opposite to action. And there are laws of science. All of this shows that there is a fundamental law. The beauty of the universe is the whole universe seems to function on the principle of cooperation, not competition. Sun does not compete with moon. Sun, even though very powerful, moon is insignificant in presence of sun in terms of the brilliance and power. When the time comes, sun willingly gives up its position and lets the moon shine. Otherwise, the sun insisted upon shining all the time. Nobody will have noticed the moon, isn't it? Moon also is like that. When its time comes, you also go there, allow the stars to shine. Stars also go away when the time comes, allows lightning to shine. Even lightning also goes away when the time comes, allows the lamp to shine. Thus, everything in the universe has a role to play, and all of the universe functions in harmony. There can be harmony only when there is cooperation. There cannot be harmony when there is competition. So this is how the universe is. We find also that in the creation, care is taken for every creature. From the time that a creature is born, the time the creature dies, whatever is required at every stage of life is provided for the creature. Even as before we were born, the preparation for food and air, whatever we needed to survive, sustain, all was provided and continues to be provided throughout our life. Somebody is a very caring creator, not just a creator, very caring creator. So Lord Krishna says, Pitamasya Jagata Mata Dhata Pitamaha. I'm the father of this universe. I'm the mother of the universe. I'm the grandfather of the universe. What it means is just as father and mother or grandfather, how they would take care of that progeny. How they would provide for them, care for them, nurture them, nourish them, and provide for their well-being. So the universe is a scheme which is meant for the well-being of all the creatures, and particularly of the human being. The universe is a system which is meant for our well-being. Meaning that Ishvara or God is our well-wisher. Very important. So Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Surudam Sarvabhutanam, and the Surud or well-wisher of all the beings. See, in Sanskrit there are two words. One is Surud, other is Mitra. Mitra means a friend. Surud means, but this is very echo here. But that's how it must be. Okay, I think that, good, thank you. So not only is Bhagavan or Lord our friend, he is Suhrit. You know Suhrit? Sometimes we experience that. Some people come forward to help us without even our asking them. In India, on railway platforms, sometimes they don't get a porter. We struggle with our luggage. We don't know how to lift it, how to, transport for it, take it. And some army Jawan comes along and just picks up two big bags and just goes up, puts it in a rickshaw, and then goes away. Without our asking, he comes. There's not even wait for any appreciation or anything. Let's go Suhrit. A friend is the one who helps me in return for help. A Suhrit is the one who helps me without the expectation of return favor. So Ishvara is Suhrit, always helping me so silently that we do not even know how every moment we are enjoying His grace. Our Swami used to say that our heart throbs, love, dub, love, dub, love, stops. Again starts, love, stops, love. So, the love, the stop, love, stop. Suppose after love and stop, there is no dub. What will happen? Gone. The fact that the heart keeps on throbbing, it stops. The heart takes rest, starts again. That itself is a grace that there is someone who makes sure that the heart continues to pump. The breath that goes out, it does not come back, we are gone. Breath goes out and comes back. In fact, there is an Upanishad called Kathopanishad which describes how God is sitting right in our heart and constantly serving us. Urdhvam pranamannayati apanam pratyagasyati. He pulls in the incoming breath, pushes out the outgoing breath. Don't think it's just happening automatically. There is someone who deliberately does that. Meaning that without even our knowledge, He keeps on working for us every moment. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, I'm very digestive fire in the stomach of all the living beings, and I digest all the food. We keep on dumping things. Rasamalai, thank you. And what else was there? Baklava, okay. Samosa, all right. Without any consideration of whether I can handle. But thank God, there is a digestive fire. He digests all kinds of food. See, we take this thing for granted. What is the big deal? It's a big deal. That you can walk, you can talk. Our scriptures describe that there is a presiding deity of every function. I'm speaking right now. That speaking becomes possible when I enjoy the grace of the presiding deity of organ of speech. So fire is said to be the presiding deity of organ of speech, and when has the grace of fire, I can speak. Grace is not that I can't, sound can't be produced. There's the speaking, hearing, seeing, walking, talking, eating, drinking, thinking. All these functions are possible when we enjoy the grace of Ishvara in the form of those deities. Think of this. He's constantly serving us, remaining within and remaining without. The Vedas explain as to how this whole universe is manifestation of Ishvara. Meaning Ishvara or Bhagavan himself has become this universe. As sun, he provides us light and energy. As moon, he provides a taste and nourishment to all the plants and vegetables. As earth, he sustains everybody and provides all the food and the crops. Every element constantly serves us. The air also sustains our life. So does fire. So does water. We cannot live without any of those elements. Remember that all of those are manifestation of Ishvara. In that form, Ishvara, Bhagavan, constantly serves us. Thus, when we understand what Bhagavan is, what God is, then we realize how He pervades our life totally, and how every moment we are the recipients of His grace. How we are the beneficiaries of what grace He provides to us. This understanding itself will create in us a sense of gratitude. You know what is gratitude? Gratitude is that feeling that arises in us when we discover that somebody is doing something for me. In fact, when somebody brings simply a glass of water, I say thank you. That thank you is an expression of gratitude. Thank you for doing that to me. In India, we are not so much accustomed to saying thank you. They do so many things for me. No, I don't want to. I did a thank you. But at least in my mind, I should have been. Because they do it. I should not take it for granted. Thus, when we recognize the favor that is done to us constantly, the grace that is showered upon us constantly, there will certainly arise a sense of gratitude. So, recognition of Ishvara in our life brings about gratitude. You know what gratitude does? When I experience gratitude, there's always in me a desire to return the favor. That's called gratitude. When I realize that, hey, without even my asking, you're doing all these things for me, then I always want to wish that I can also return the favor. Like that mouse. The stories are well known. Lion and mouse, isn't it? Because the lion is sleeping and the mouse is, jumping on his body, and then the lion caught him. Mouse says, please let me go, let me go. Okay, letting you go. Once it happened, the lion was caught in a net. So then the mouse happened to be there. He came along, cut that net. That's how the lion was freed. Then the mouse remembered, the lion actually favored me. You would want to return that favor. So this is the act of gratitude. That's what the Vedas prescribe. You must have heard the word duty. The Vedic culture is unique in prescribing the spirit of duty. This word duty you don't hear anywhere. I'm duty bound to my parents. I'm duty bound to my teachers. Duty. This idea of duty comes from the sense of gratitude. And I realized what all my parents have done to me. I want to return that favor. There are similarly when I recognize what all nature is doing for me, what all gods are doing for me. You know, our Swamiji Advaita was, very generous and kind in praising this Swami. About whatever, But when can I talk on Bhagavad Gita? When Bhagavad Gita is there in the first place, it is not so. When can we talk about high commentary on Gita? When it is there in the first place? And sub-commentary, when they are there. I have not written anything, I have not created, I am simply the beneficiary of what all the store of knowledge available is not so. So what a storehouse of knowledge is given to us. By those rishis and scientists and teachers and thinkers who totally dedicated their life for the humanity. And in pursuit of knowledge, they dedicated their life, and thus we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to start from square one. Our Swami used to say, we are standing on the shoulders of the giants. So we can see far away because already they have lifted us. Meaning that we are enjoying a storehouse of knowledge. We are enjoying the grace of all the devatas because of which whom I will function. We are enjoying the grace and care and for nourishing our parents. In fact, I read some time ago, Martin Luther King, young man, was appointed as a pastor or some of a church, and next day was Sunday. His first sermon he was going to give. And he was thinking, what should I talk about? So that churning went on in his mind and he just could not arrive at any kind of a topic that he can talk about. So stressed out. Let me have a cup of coffee. So he started his refrigerator to open, get some milk. And he looked in the refrigerator. Right away he found the topic. The refrigerator contains milk, vegetables, fruits. These are, where do they come from? When they trace where they all come from, once upon a time, I was like this, we had a talk, and before that, they were serving some tea and coffee and what they call social hour. So, somebody brought a cup of tea for me. Say, where did you get the tea from? Swami, from that kettle. Oh, kettle produces tea? Oh, Swamiji. It came from the kitchen. Oh, you mean kitchen, your machine for making tea? Said, no, Swami, we make tea. How we make tea? Oh, in a big pot, with water, and then milk, and tea, and sugar, and spices. Boil them. That's what they do in Gujarat. Boil everything. And spices. By the time thing is ready, you don't know what you're drinking, but that's, Oh, I see. So for making tea, you require water, and milk, and tea leaves, and sugar, and a stove for boiling all this. Yes, sir, you require that. Oh, where did the water come from? Oh, the tap, Swami. Oh, the tap produces water? No, no, no. It comes from a pumping house. You will pump produce water? No, no. It comes from a tank. A tank generates water? No. It comes from a well. Is it an accident that is water underneath? It's not an accident, it's a design, is it not so? How about milk? From the refrigerator, from the store, from the dairy, from cows. The cows produce machine milk? No, Swami, you have to feed them, grass and where do you get grass from? It has to grow. For that you require again seeds, you require farm, you require seeds, you require water, you require sunlight, you require wind and air. Wow! So many things you require for growing grass. How about tea leaves? How about water? How about milk? How about that gas? Upon the stove. Oh, it comes from cylinders only. You get the gas cylinders. Where do they come from? They distributed. Come from? It from refinery. They come from? Swami, there is refinery. Petroleum is refined. Where does petroleum come from? From petroleum wells. How did it go there? Somebody placed it there. Is there an accident that petroleum is there at that, in the earth? You know how does petroleum come there? You know how does petroleum happen to be there? How?
Decay of organic matter.
Huh?
The decay of plant matter in the ground.
What is it?
Plants.
Decay of trees and plants must have taken millions of years. Meaning that somebody must have thought millions of years ago that the Swami is going to require a cup of tea at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And he planned from petroleum, from water, from grass, and for that he has sun and moon. Whole universe. The whole universe is required for one cup of tea. Just to get together. This is not an accident. This is an intelligent scheme. Not only the Creator is intelligent, he is benevolent. So Ishvara or God is what? He is benevolent. And sometimes the question is asked, why does he create this world? Why is the world created? For us? For what? So that we can be happy, so that we can grow, so we can be liberated, we can be free. Meaning that the world has been created for our benefit. But Swamiji, what does he get out of it? Normally, when we do something, there is always a calculation. What will I get out of it? We don't do anything without some kind of personal calculation, some personal reward. So, is this universe created and all favors showered upon me by Ishvara, by God, with some personal agenda there? What is the agenda? No agenda at all. You know what is Bhagavan or Ishvara? He is limitless, he is complete, he is whole. You know what is limitless or complete or whole? All inclusive, where there is no insufficiency, no lack, no want. In Ishvara, there is no lack, no want, no need. There is no need. Why should you do these things? If Bhagavan or Ishvara has no need, why should you do this? So we cannot imagine that something can be done without the need also. Can we imagine? Sometimes we do things without need also. Sometimes we become so happy Normally, it's growing up children. I would not even spare one marble for my younger brother. For to ask, give it, it's mine. But sometimes, then what happened? I scored first rank in my sixth grade, and I was so happy. I said to him, hey, take all this, take all the marbles. Meaning that when you get happy, then also you do things. It's not that you always do things for happiness, you do things out of happiness also. It is possible to do things out of happiness. It's not possible. A lot of creation is out of happiness. A lot of music and sculpture and art and things are created not for a need, it is an expression of their own happiness. Meaning that the universe is the expression of Ishvara's fullness. His Ananda, His love. So Upanishad says, Ananda Deva Kalvimani Bhuta. The whole universe is born of Ananda, fullness. It means that Ishvara is full and complete. He has no need. There is no expectation. He doesn't do anything with an expectation in mind. If there is an expectation in mind, there are likely to be problems. If I have an expectation in mind while I am talking to you, likely problems. But, whenever I do something with an expectation, then whoever I think will fulfill my expectation, for that person I have a partiality. And whoever I think that will obstacle to fulfill my expectation out of resentment. Is it not so? Whenever we have desire or need or expectation, then those whom perceive as helpful in fulfilling our expectation, for them they are going to have partiality. And those who are competitors or those with obstacles in fulfilling, we are going to have resentment. Is it not so? Usually we as individuals have either partiality or resentment. In Vedanta it is called raga and dvesha, attachment and aversion. So when I function with attachment, there is going to be partiality for somebody and cruelty to somebody else. Even in simple acts. This girl is recently married, has come to her in-laws, her husband is there, but even in India, in those days, they did not even know each other. There was no scope for meeting each other or knowing each other. So when a girl comes to her home, she doesn't know this husband. It takes quite some time to develop some kind of bond, if it ever develops. So sometimes her brother visits her to see how the sister is doing. Now brother, of course, she loves. So now she's cooked food and she's feeding now both the husband and brother. Both of them are sitting there and she's serving them. So in India, there is they always love that ghee. When you make that lapsi, halwa, the pour ghee, or rice also. So when she pours ghee, when his husband, few drops come. His brother, this partial will automatically happen when there is an attachment and a cruelty will happen when there is resentment. If Ishvara also is like that, then we are in trouble. But no partiality, no cruelty. He is equal to all the beings. There is room for everybody in his creation. Even demons have room in the creation. Ravana also can be there, Hiranyakashipu also can be there, Kamsa also can, everybody can be there. If you and I were Ishvara, I would never create those flowers. Or I would not allow them to grow. But in Ishvara, everybody is okay. Impartial. Equally showering grace. Even though Ravana would hate him, but then Ravana can talk only because of his grace did he exist. So he is always benevolent. And understand Ishvara in this way. It's a good idea to think of our life and see how every moment is benevolence, His grace, His favor, how every moment we are the beneficiaries of that. And there must be a sense of gratitude. So what do we do when we have gratitude? We return the favor. So how do we bring Ishvara in our life? By returning the favor. So Lord Krishna shows in the universe how all the elements of the universe are functioning. Because they're all manifested in Ishvara. See, there is no need, all it does is selflessly. Selfishness is there when there is a personal need. There is no need, then what should we do without any selflessly? So since the universe is a manifestation of Ishvara, we find that the whole nature functions selflessly. Equally for all. If you go to Rishikesh, go to the Ganges, you find many people worshipping the Ganges. Some people defiling the Ganges, throwing all kinds of stuff. But Ganges is equally kind to all of them. Doesn't say that I will not quench the thirst of this fellow because he throws mud in me and I will be more partial to this fellow because he worships me. No. The sun. You know Surya Namaskar, now all of you must know on the yoga, Surya Namaskar. Surya is very fond of Namaskar. See, different devatas have different fondness. Abhisheka Priya Shiva. Alankara Priya Vishnu. See, in this temple itself, Vishnu, you see all kinds of alankaras. You see that? Shivalinga, there is nothing there. In Shivalinga, nothing. All alankaras, all garments and ornaments, because Vishnu is Priya, Alankara Priya. What is Shiva like? Abhisheka Priya Shiva. So they perform Abhisheka. For hours together, not for Vishnu. For little Lala, just for a few minutes. For Shiva, Abhisheka. Namaskar Priya Surya. The Bhanu Namaskar Priya Surya is fond of Namaskar. So it is traditional to do Surya Namaskar in worship of Surya. There are many people who do that. So Surya doesn't say that this fellow is every day worshipping me, so I will send more light to his house. This fellow does not do it, so I will deprive him. No way. Impartial. See, that's how the whole universe functions. No partiality, no cruelty, equality to all. Whether the recipient is good, bad, or indifferent. That's called selflessness. Meaning that Ishvara, as manifest in the universe, is giving us a lesson as to how we should conduct ourselves. How do we bring Ishvara in our life? By conducting ourselves the way He conducts. He conducts Himself as selflessly. Benevolence, generosity, equal fairness. There is fairness in the universe. No injustice. Although we may feel somebody injustice in my life, why me? Why should it happen to me? But that's because we don't know all the laws or what will happen says the reason. There is fairness in the universe, justice in the universe. So when we imbibe those values in our life, like fairness, like benevolence, like selflessness, that is how we bring Ishvara in our life. Why should we do that? Because then one day we can become like Him. Like Him means not creator, etc. But like Him means what? Like full and complete. Ishvara is happiness in nature, fullness in nature. by bringing Ishvara into our life, by trying to become like Him, by imbibing the values that He demonstrates, we can slowly become like Him. We are not like Him right now. Right now we are opposite to Him. We are self-centered people. We have lots of attached raga and dvesha. We are partial to some, cruel to others. Anger here, resentment there, partiality here. This is how we are. This is how we are estranged from each other. So we are not happy. The reason why we are not happy is because we are estranged from each other. Closer we come, more we identify, more we become like Him, happier we will become. And understand that the only thing that we want in our life is happiness. Each one of us wants just one thing, happiness. And happiness can come not from anything outside of ourselves, happiness to come from within ourselves. And how can it come? More we become like Ishvara, more is manifestation of happiness from ourselves. Therefore, the only way to become happy in our life, you want to become wealthy, you should have wealth. To be powerful, you should have power. Become strong, you must have strength. Comfortable, you must have comfort. Powerful, you should have power. But what should I have to become happy? Tell me. For being powerful, you require power. For being wealthy, you require wealth. For being well known, you require fame. For being famous, you require fame. For being healthy, tell me what you require. I require money, Swami. That is good. Swami, just give me ice cream, I'll be happy. Give me candies. Give me money. Give me this, that, and so on. You do that. God bless you and have whatever you want. But before you struggle too hard for those things, you go privately and ask people who have money. Ask them how happy they feel. I'm not suggesting that people who have money are not happy. What I'm saying is that those things have no capacity to give you happiness. It's nobody's fault. That money, any kind of worldly achievement can give us, of course, empowerment and comfort, and we should have it. Happiness, none of those things can give us happiness. What can give us happiness? The extent to which we become like Ishvara. To that extent, we can be happy. If you become totally like Ishvara, you are totally happy. That is why we will bring Ishvara into our life for very practical purposes. We are all practical people. Sometimes they say, Swamiji, this is not practical. What you are talking, that is only practical. Only the practical is Vedanta. Vedanta is only practical thing. Because that's the one that teaches how to be happy. In other workshops, you find how to be wealthy. They will teach you. Do this. How to win elections, how to win friends, that's all you need. Go there. How to be happy, nobody can teach you. If they teach you, then now, take it with a grain of salt. Vedanta can teach you how to be happy. And that is by imbibing those values, which are the nature of Ishvara. And so, since he is selfless, we should also try to become as selfless as we can. Our Swami used to say, that will become what? Givers rather than grabbers. The world teaches how to become grabber, how to grab more and more and more. He's thought that more I grab, more the merrier. Now, you can grab if you want, But grabbing doesn't make me happy, it is giving that makes me happy. You please look at this. If you perform one small act of kindness, one small act of kindness, you're walking along the street, you find an old person who has some need, wants to cross the street. Recently somebody showed a little video on that WhatsApp. So here are these couple of people. They stood right in the middle of the street and then halted all the traffic. Why? Because very old lady wanted to cross the street and she was so slow, there's no way they can make it in the traffic. These fellows stood right in the traffic and allowed her, made it possible for her to do. Simple things. Small acts of kindness for which we don't have to go anywhere. Wherever you are, there's always scope for a small act of kindness. Just give them the room in front of you. In line, let them. Hey, why don't you go back? Let them enter. You will fight. In India, they fight with rickshaw. He goes to a movie where he spends 1,000 rupees. Then goes to a restaurant where he spends another 1,000 rupees because things are very expensive now. Then he rides a rickshaw with his family. Rickshaw, what's the fare? 25. 25 rupees? No. It should be 17 rupees. He'll fight. He just spent 2,000 rupees there, but giving this fellow, if I were him, he said 25, take 30. Suppose, they will make the day for the rickshaw. Swami, thank you that you are my customer, first customer during the day. What does it take to be kind? Very little. You don't know millionaires to be kind. We can be kind as we are. And kindness does not mean giving money. Giving yourself, giving your kindness. Extend a little hand. If we have an attitude, then we will discover ways of being kind. And you will find, and everybody has experienced, that when I perform one small act of kindness, right away I feel happy within myself. When you help somebody, you feel so happy within yourself, don't you? You know why? Because you have done what Ishvara does. Because there is basically this fundamental law that I should not do unto others what I do not want them to do to me, and I should do to others what I want them to do to me. So if I were in the place of that old lady who was struggling to cross the street, what would I wanted? Somebody to help me. So that I should reach out to others as I want them to reach out to me. It's a simple thing. When I do that, I know that I've done something right. So I'm happy. So we are happy whenever we do something right. Thus, study Ishvara more and more. And you can see Lord Krishna calls it yajna. In Bhagavad Gita, the word that is used is yajna. What is yajna? The self-offering. A selfless act. An act performed without an expectation of personal reward. And do one, so it doesn't mean I should give up my job, don't give up anything. In your day-to-day life, make time for one act of smallness. We tell children, write a journal. What act of smallness, kindness you performed today? And encourage. Next day, try to perform 2 acts of kindness. Swamiji, today I brought a glass of water for my father. One act of kindness. Today I helped my mom when she was sweeping the floor. Mom never expected. She was so happy. And I was so happy. Small acts of kindness. The world is very much in need of this little thing. You don't have to go out far away. Wherever you are, there is always a little need. Become kind person. Become sensitive person. Become compassionate person. Become giving person. That's all we need to do to be happy. A giver is happy, he is not a grabber. A kind person is happy, not a cruel. A cruel person cannot be happy. You yourself see, sometimes you become cruel also. Sometimes you get angry. Do you think at that time you are happy? No. When you are kind, you feel happy. See, when you take my picture, when he takes very often I take a picture without informing me. So, Swami, a picture. I always pose. A smiling picture. I don't pose like that, do I? No. I don't pose like a cruel person or an angry person, as a kind. Why? That shows how I like to see myself, is it not so? And so we don't like to see ourselves angry. We are not happy that we are angry. We regret later on. Out of impulse we become angry, we become cruel, we become just. Later on we don't like ourselves. I don't like that. I like myself when I'm kind, compassionate, giving, helping. When I like myself, I'm happy. When I dislike myself, I'm unhappy. Secret of happiness. Bring Ishvara into our life. Ishvara is right in front of us, demonstrating how the whole universe functions. Imbibe as much as we can. Even closer to we are very close to him. But all this nonsense has created a long distance. The likes and dislikes and attachment, everyone thinks that has created as the distance. As you get rid of them, the distance becomes less and less, becomes closer to Ishvara. Vedanta says that you can become one with him, you can become him. Whenever that happens, that is okay. When we can initiate the process, someday it will happen. When will it happen, Swamiji? I don't know. But at least we can initiate the process. You want water from the ground, you start digging the well. When will it come? Keep digging. How long? As long as water comes. So that fellow got water right away because he was in a soil where water was at 15 feet depth. You are where the water is 50 feet. 500, who knows where it is? Keep doing it. It's there. It will come. And so this is how, in a very simple way, you can bring Ishvara or Bhagavan or Lord or God into our life. More we understand, easier it becomes to bring in our life. Tuning away the Ishvara. That's how we bring in our life. Okay, that's how I conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari. Before I switch off my recorder, let me ask you if you have any questions before we conclude the session. Does anybody have any questions? Because the president has been very kind enough, says, oh, you can go and start beyond 9 o'clock, no problem. Okay. So we take the liberty to go on up to 9 o'clock because, if you finish at 9, the temple will close at 9:15. But okay. So we take advantage. It's an act of kindness. Yes, sir.
You mentioned that God is fair, but we see a lot of unfairness and perceived injustice in the world. So how do you understand that?
That is true. You just said that God is fair and just, there is fairness and justice in the world. But a lot of injustice in the world. That is true, that we do find a lot of injustice in the world. But that is when we look at the events from a very narrow perspective of our lifespan. Understand that the universe is beginningless and it is infinite. To judge any event is necessary to take into account what was in the past and what will be in future. Just look at the present. With a very narrow standpoint, it looks like it is injustice. You don't know what it was in the past. There is what we call law of karma, which is law of justice. Just as the Newton's law said that reaction is equal and opposite to action, so also it says that the result of an action is always compatible to action. Meaning there is always a reason for whatever happens. And what happens to us? Usually that we are in some way responsible for that. We don't know in what way. So I haven't done anything in this life to deserve this, we don't know. There is not only this life, there are past lives also. So we do not know. Whether what we are experiencing now is the result of what we have done in this life or what we have done in the past. Or what we are experiencing now, what effect it will have in the future also we don't know. Here is this man, this is a story of a Greek man who had a young son. Once this young man went with his friends to forest. From there they caught one horse. A wild horse was brought home. So neighbors came to the old this man, father said, congratulated, you are very lucky. You got a horse free. So whatever God does is okay. As it happened, this boy, young man, was riding the horse, went to forest straight, and the horse was untrained. It was a wild horse. He just threw away this fellow and ran away. And this young man had fractures all over his body. Brought home, and 6 months of bed. Same fellows came and consoled this man. They are very sorry that his son is injured like this. Well, why you don't know what Ishvara has in store? As it happened, that country declared war on the neighboring country. And all able-bodied young people were drafted into army. Since this fellow is ill, he was saved. Same fellows came and again congratulated. He says, we do not know what God has in his mind. So we don't know. So it's difficult to judge and make a very broad judgment that there is injustice by observing some phenomena, because we know so little as to what goes behind those phenomena. But there is one thing here, that human being is a unique creation of God. In that, we have been given a brain. Every creature has a brain. But if you see animals, they all grow horizontally. The head, the stomach, sense organs, all in one line. That means that the head is essentially utilizing filling stomach and sense gratification. That's all. That much brain they have. You grow vertically, not horizontally. You also have a stomach and sense organs. And our brain also does that. But it does much more. It is placed in this Uttamanga, placed in the highest place. And this brain of the mind, our mind has given very special abilities. The intellect is given to us, with which we can learn, we can grow, we can choose. You are giving a free will. This free will is programmed. We are also largely programmed, but still we have a free will to make choices. And that is called freedom, which can be abused. So human being is likely to abuse the free will. So all the suffering that you see everywhere in the world is all creation of human being. The statement which says there is enough for the need of man, but not for the greed of man. So wherever you find injustice, starvation, poverty, it is the result of greed of man. Because there are those who have 1,000,000 times more than what they need. They waste 10 times more than what they eat. The others are totally deprived. Why? Because human being has created this arbitrary division, United States, Russia, China. These divisions were not there in Ishvara's creation. Who has created that? Human being. And now this is my land. So petroleum is mine. This is mine. It's not yours. Suppose, as Ishvara has intended, what is created for all creatures, not only for a human being. Upanishad says that. Rodhandika Upanishad says that Ishvara has created different kinds of food, 7 kinds of food, and this food is meant for all creatures. And then when the whole world is watching, whenever we take a morsel of food and put it in our mouth, the whole world is watching. He is taking away our food. If you take more than what you need, you are depriving many who are needy. If you have clothes more than what you need, these days when people build a home and take the Swami for a tour of the home, and the Swami gave a closet with 1,500 pairs of clothes, 1,600 pairs of food, it's nice. But there are people who have nothing. Suppose all of this, it's not going to happen. But what is this distributed to all the human beings? But there is no starvation, no hunger, no poverty. It's not going to happen. But what I'm saying is that in Ishvara's creation, there is provision for all. And other than human being, there is no injustice. We derive all conclusions only from watching human beings, but there are millions and millions of species and creatures, and they all live in harmony with nature. Because they are all well programmed, and we are a problem, and we create problems for others and for ourselves. All suffering. What?
Sorry, we lost.
Oh, you have programmed it 9 o'clock. Oh, it's better. God, not you, God in your form. And therefore, whatever suffering there is in the universe is all creation of the abuse of the human free will. Others don't have free will. They don't abuse. They don't create ecological imbalance. They don't create any ozone, whatever, and all this, what do you call it, the global warming and stuff like that. Only human being can do that. So, but it will all work out. But nature is slow, it's not as fast as we want. So in course of time, everything will work out. It may take 500 years to work out. We know in our own lifetime things are working out, that we abused this nature 150 years ago, 60, and it's showing us. What's this? All the global warming is a result of what all we did since last 60, 70 years. So there's overall justice. It takes time. There was a film song. देर है अंधेर भगवान के घर देर है अंधेर नहीं है, meaning that there means what it takes time for things to work out, not the injustice there. And so in the core there is goodness, in the core there is injustice. See, Vedanta talks about these words, You may have heard Satyam and Mithya, real and unreal. In the core there is justice, fairness, goodness, that is real. That's inherent. All the evil that you see is all incidental. Meaning you and I and everybody is inherently good people. Kindness is our nature, goodness is our nature. Then the cruelty also is there, that is only incidental. They are all intruders. Why? Because we abuse the free will. So they have entered us because of abuse of free will. So by proper use of free will as we described, we can get rid of them and create peace for ourselves inside and hopefully peace for others also. Yeah.
How do we react to acts of injustice? Like, do we act with compassion again back, or should we play our part and actually think that Bhagwan is acting through us to meet injustice in a rather aggressive way?
So how do we respond to the act of injustice? Injustice can be of two kinds. An injustice done to me, or I see injustice being done to somebody else. How do I react to injustice being done to me? I have to protect myself and not allow others to hurt me. That is one of our duties, to protect ourselves. Then we will not hurt others, but then we will not allow others to hurt us also. Secondly, what do you do when you see injustice being done elsewhere? Ideally, we should respond in terms of whatever we can do to correct the situation. Which will require wisdom, will require a lot of things. But ideally, our response should be not one of indifference, what do I care, it's happening here, this karma. But we should know that if there is interconnection of the whole universe, nobody is isolated, everybody is interconnected with everybody else. Meaning that what I do has an influence on the whole universe and what the universe does has an influence on me. And therefore, even though we may say something happening in Ethiopia and Syria and this, that and whatnot, and they are responsible, but we are also responsible. They say that bad people are responsible for what they do, and good people are responsible for what they don't do. And so it is true that we should really be aware of our responsibilities and should reach out where we can. That's why these democratic societies in the United States are very alert and very awareful societies as to what. So they will generally, when there is injustice, they'll speak out against that. The West has that culture. They speak out. Meaning that they think that even though it's happening to somebody else, that it's our duty to participate in some way. But do it wisely. This is a general principle I'm saying. But then, that one of the duties that we have is to resist injustice. That's what Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna asked Arjuna to do. Bharaswami used to say, active resistance against evil. That's his formula. Active resistance against evil. But Indians don't have that culture. So Mahatma Gandhi was the one who had that. And fight against injustice. It's done. So I have nothing against British. My movement is not for removing British. I'm afraid that white skin will go and brown skin will come. That may not solve the problem. Remove injustice. So fighting is injustice. So whole freedom movement was the movement against injustice. Even Gandhiji also would not have had that movement had there been justice. If the British ruled India in just way, he would have nothing against them.
reacting to injustice, sometimes we have to be harsh. Is that justified?
In reacting to injustice, we have to be cruel or harsh. Ideally, it is not justified. Ideally, you can be firm but need not be angry. Firmness is one thing, anger or harshness is another thing. So, ideally, harshness or anger should be controlled or avoided. Because when we react out of harshness, it's likely that what we do may not be right. It may be reaction, it may be retaliation. So then we'll return violence with violence. And that may not be the right response. Alright, I think we take enough liberty, so we'll conclude here. Om Shanti Shanti.